One of the tools I've been wanting to buy for a while now is a laser engraver. Coincidentally, I was recently reached out to by AtomstackOfficial to test and review one of their newer laser engravers, the Atomstack P7 M40, which is a portable laser engraver with cutting capabilities. It engraves and cuts up to 200 by 200 millimeters with its 5-watt laser, and is advertised to be able to engrave wood, steel, glass, and opaque acrylic, and able to cut wood and opaque acrylic. In this video, I'm going to unbox and set up the laser engraver and get started testing it out. I'm going to test the engraving quality on wood and steel, and the cutting capabilities on wood and acrylic. Now, as I said before, I've been wanting a laser engraver for a little while now, but I've never actually used one. So this video should show how easy or difficult it is to use this product if you've never used a laser engraver before. Before getting started with the unboxing, the product and store links are included in the description below. The P7 M40 came in a relatively small package with nice foam cutouts to hold all of the parts. The first thing in the box is some shielding to put under the material you're cutting so you don't damage your work surface when the laser cuts through, followed by a detailed instruction manual to help guide us through the assembly and setup process. It comes with a USB cable to connect to a computer, a belt for one of the axes, the fasteners and other hardware to assemble it, some test pieces to engrave or cut, a small piece to position the laser above the material being cut, the frame, and the laser itself. Now, this product is advertised as a portable laser engraver, and based on the size and weight of it, I can see how it is. The frame is made up of aluminum extrusion with thin aluminum sheets on the sides, and is minimalistic, without any unnecessary structural features to increase the size or weight. Let's get started putting this thing together. The instruction manual has 5 steps to follow that look pretty simple. Step 1 is to connect the X and Y axes by sliding the head that has the Atomstack logo on it onto the other rail. You're going to want to loosen the nuts that are on the rollers before connecting. Then, slide the pieces together and tighten the roller nuts back up to get rid of any slack. Step 2 is to secure the X and Y axis rails to the sheet metal frame pieces. To make sure everything is correctly aligned, you can use the platforms that come with the engraver to hold everything upright while using the screws in the bag labeled Step 2 to fasten the frame sides to the rails. Step 3 is to screw in 2 bearings and wrap the belt around the motor and the bearings. To make sure the belt is as tight as we want it, we can loosen these 2 screws that hold the motor in, then tighten them when the belt is at the tightness that we want. For step 4, we just slide the laser itself into the rail block as so, and then tighten it with a thumb screw on the side. This thumb screw is how we secure the laser at different heights depending on the thickness of the material we are engraving or cutting. Also, during this step, the manual says to add the foam pads to the corners of the frame. The final physical step, which is step 5 in the manual, is to connect the cabling of the components as shown in the video right now. Now it's time to install the software. This engraver can be used with LaserGRBL as well as Lightburn and probably other engraving softwares that I'm not familiar with, but I'm going to start out with LaserGRBL because that's what it suggests in the instruction manual. This part was easier than I expected. Just go to the link in the description and install LaserGRBL. Then open it up, click Tools, and install CH340 driver. The manual suggests that we restart the computer after installing this driver, so do that before trying to engrave anything. Once the computer is restarted, we're ready to get laser engraving. To connect the software to the printer, click the lightning logo, and once the logo turns into the red X, you're all connected. Also, needless to say, you have to connect the engraver to your computer with the USB cable included with the engraver. With everything assembled and connected, it's time to do a real-time first engraving test on the wooden piece that came with the engraver. I'll use a PNG file of my logo in LaserGRBL and set it to 1-bit BW dithering to do a simple horizontal line version of my logo. I'm following the instructions from the manual, and for wood engraving, I'm setting the power to 80% and the speed to 3000 mm per minute, setting the vertical height of the laser with the alignment piece, and then making sure the wood piece is in the area that the laser will actually engrave, while being on top of the shielding just in case. LaserGRBL allows you to move the laser and click focus to emit a low power light and ensure that your material is under the laser for the image or text you are trying to engrave. There is even a frame function that emits a low powered laser and moves along the edge of the image to ensure that you have your piece that you're engraving properly aligned. Before getting started, I wanted to point out the blue light filter that is in front of the laser. This helps avoid damaging your eyes by blocking most of the harmful light emitted by the laser. However, even though this does a good job, I highly recommend buying laser eye protection whenever you're dealing with concentrated beams of light like this. This laser has a good filter installed already, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Once everything's all set, it's time to click run. I'm having this part of the video run at 3 times speed to save some time, but this engraving took about a minute. This thing goes pretty quick and is extremely easy and intuitive to set up. The quality of this engraving is pretty good, but I did have it set to 3 lines per millimeter, which is kind of a low resolution, and I didn't use an extremely detailed image. So it's time to play around more with this now that I have it all set up and can really test what this thing can do. But after engraving wood in my apartment and almost setting off the fire alarm, let's test out the true portability of this thing and use it on the deck. Let's start out by engraving more wood. I bought these 1/8 inch thick, 4 inch square wood pieces to make some engraved coasters for my friends. I'm also going to use these to test out some geometric shapes as well as detailed photos. Here's an optical illusion coaster that I made with the engraver with 7 lines per millimeter, powered to 75%, and set to 3000 mm per minute for a speed. You can set the engraving resolution within LaserGRBL manually to make it higher, but I found that 7 lines per millimeter seemed to be good for most of what I made. Here's a detailed photo of a mountain and a lake to show this engraver using variable power to create images like this in engravings. They came out very fast and looking pretty awesome. Next, I wanted to test out cutting wood. I found a Python script powered laser cut box generator called Boxes.py and will link it in the description. This script creates SVG files of various box designs that can be cut out from wood with really cool accordion style hinges. I had to test the settings out a few times, but ended up cutting a 1/8 inch thick piece of wood by setting the laser to 100% power and the speed to 200 mm per minute. Once it's cut, the pieces pop out pretty easily and I can assemble the box. After successfully cutting wood, I wanted to test cut one of the acrylic pieces provided with the engraver. I have to play with the settings a bit more, but I was able to easily cut the acrylic with 100% power and a speed of 400 mm per minute. Also, if you're enjoying this video and want to see more from this laser engraver and other videos I work on, feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Usually, I post a lot of 3D printing videos and projects that I'm working on and post monthly, so if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, welcome. Anyways, let's get back to the laser engraver. The next test is to engrave some steel. I ordered 26 gauge stainless steel and covered it with dry erase marker. Using a dry erase marker or something similar applied to the top surface will allow the engraving to pop out more. I covered a small area with the marker and printed a vectorized version of my logo. It came out very crisp and visible, and I'm honestly pretty impressed with all that this portable laser can do. Overall, I think this laser engraver is awesome. It's extremely portable since I was able to easily move it outside whenever I wanted to engrave or cut to use it in a well-ventilated space. I currently live in an apartment, so this aspect of the engraver is very well appreciated for my situation. The operation of this engraver is also very intuitive and can be used with at least 2 softwares, LaserGRBL, which I used in this video, and Lightburn. The wood engraving quality is insane to me, and it's extremely easy to cut wood and acrylic. Also, having the ability to engrave steel in such a small form factor is amazing. I can't say enough good things about this laser engraver. Again, I am new to this hobby, so a more seasoned laser engraver veteran might have some gripes with it. I plan on using this for a few months and posting a second review video to show off some things that I use it for and include a more long-term review of the product. Thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you to AtomstackOfficial for sending me this laser engraver to review. Check out the links in the description if you're interested in getting one. Like the video if it helped you on your laser engraver search, and subscribe to check out more of my videos. Also, follow me on Instagram to see my projects before they get posted, and join my Discord server to join the growing community. Thank you again, and have a great rest of your day.